Hello, welcome to my kitchen. You're cooking with Dee. Tonight we're making root chakra stew with lentils and quinoa. So root chakra lentil quinoa stew. So for our stew we need a bunch of root vegetables. Got celery root, I've got some beets, got some carrots and parsnips, turnip, rutabaga, and then we'll need a yellow onion, a sweet onion, a couple cloves of garlic. And we need some spices, Italian spices. I'll show you how to mix those up in a minute. First thing I'm going to do is chop up all my veggies. Magically, all my veggies got chopped up. So for my onion, I like to chop it real nice and fine. One of my favorite products for that is the Proctor Silex. I guess it's a mini food processor. Anyway, it's great and it's like only $15. And also my garlic, nicely minced. So while I was chopping the veggies, I started my quinoa and my lentil. Now some people like to mix the grain in with the stew, but I find that they soak up most of your liquid, so I cook them separate first and then add them in afterwards. For this recipe, I use 1 cup of green lentils, and I do 4 cups of water with the green lentils, and then I do 1/2 cup white quinoa, and I would do 1 1/4 cups, almost 1.5 cups sometimes of water. Now I'm going to pre-mix my spices. I like to pre-mix my spices rather than put them all in individually in my pot, so that way I can just dump them in all at once and I don't have to try to fiddle with them all, and I can drink more wine. Alright, so to mix my spices, I'm going to do a full teaspoon of each of these. Full teaspoon oregano, full teaspoon thyme, full teaspoon basil and parsley. And sometimes it gets like a little more than a teaspoon, and then I'm just like, whatever, who cares? And then you get some on the counter and you just put it in like that. And then I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon rosemary, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon salt, and you can add while you're cooking a little more salt and pepper depending on your taste, but I start with about 1/2 teaspoon each. Well, I do a 1/4 teaspoon red pepper flakes, but I might add that whilst cooking because it gets kind of hot if you add it like right away. So I just stir that up a bit. So I don't ever measure my olive oil. I just kind of do like a little like glug glug glug. Yeah, extra glug glug, whatever. You can measure it if you want, I don't really. So I want to turn this on. Medium to high heat. Oh, and my timer's on right now, so if it buzzes it's because I got a loaf of sourdough bread in the oven also to go with this. You can see that recipe in another video. So I'm letting my oil heat up a little bit before I put my onion in. I'm going to start with my onion and then my garlic. And then I'm going to add my veggies and my spices. Well, I'll just tell you when I get there. The first thing that I add is my onion, then my garlic, because sometimes when I add my garlic first, it burns. So if your oil's nice and hot, you should get some sizzle. I didn't get that much sizzle, but I got some. Oh, there we go, getting a little more sizzle now. I'm going to let my onion saute for maybe 5 minutes, and then I'll add my garlic. I used 5 cloves of garlic cloves. Just going to mix my onion and garlic together. Now I have to try to stir these up. I'm also going to add my spices. Alright, so I'm going to stir my veggies and my onion and garlic up with my spices and let them sweat a little bit. Alright, so I stirred up all my veggies. Now I'm going to add my veggie broth. Then I also do 2 cups water. I might have to do another half cup water actually, because I got way too many veggies. I'm going to do a teaspoon or so tahini. I'll do 2. Now I add my 1/4 teaspoon red pepper flakes. Do a little more pepper to taste because I like mine extra spicy. Now I'm going to stir that all up. Put it on a high heat, bring this to a boil, and soften the veggies for about 25-30 minutes. And then I mix in my lentil and quinoa. So now that hell is officially frozen over. Alright, get my grains stirred in real good with my veggies. Last step, I'm going to add some nutritional yeast. So this pot is still boiling hot, so I'll probably let it cool probably a good 10-15 minutes before serving. That's awesome. So here's our final product. Because of the beets, it turned everything kind of a reddish pinkish colour, which is partly why I call this a root chakra stew. It's a great meal to make at New Year's to get you grounded, get you started off on good base for the year. Kitty thinks so too, with your root chakra. This is a chakra stone ball. Anyway, enjoy and see you next time on Cooking with G.